today I have a book on haul for you guys, and these are the books I'm getting rid of as part of my Project T-Bar and sort of 0 by 16. I don't think I'm going to get to do 0 by 16 because I don't think I can get my TBR down to 0. I'm going to do 2 videos for this. I'm going to do this Unhaul, and then I'm going to do a video where I show you all of my TBR books. So let's get started on the Unhaul because there are a lot of books to show. These first 4 are going to my friend Joshua J. Johnson, who has a YouTube channel that I will link down below. The first one is Meet Earl and Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews. I like this one, but I just didn't like it enough to ever read it again, and the more and more time that passes between me reading it the first time, I'm starting to realise I liked it less than I actually thought I did. Invisibility by David Levithan and Andrea Creamer. I did really enjoy this one. I just know I'm not going to read it again, and I have too many books to be keeping on, so that I'm not going to read. Pivot Point by Casey West. Again, I know I really enjoyed this one, but I know I'm never going to read it again, so goodbye for this one. A Million Suns by Beth Revis. Again, never going to read it again, and he has my copy of Across the Universe, so this one's going to him too. Destination Unknown by Amy Clipston. This was a Christian fiction book, and I really just didn't like it. I gave it 2 stars. It just wasn't a good book, so I'm not gonna keep books that I didn't like. When Mr. Dog Bites by Brian Conahagen. I got this in a Goodreads giveaway, and I wasn't really interested in it, but I got it for free, so I thought I needed to keep it. But I'm just never gonna read it. It's just not happening. Melt by Celine Castrovilla. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one because it is an arc and this book still isn't out yet, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I'm not going to read it. Mockingjay and Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. These are my old copies. I do still have copies of these, but I don't need multiple copies. The Memory Keepers by Natasha Nan. I really enjoyed this, but I'm not going to read it again. The Immortal Rules by Julie Kagawa. I'm never going to get to this book. I just have no interest in vampire stories at the minute. Unremembered by Jessica Brody. I bought the next book in this series on my Kindle, and so none of the covers to the next books match this one. So if I'm going to buy them, I'm going to buy this one again and buy the new covers. I really enjoyed this one. I got it 5 on 5 stars, so it's going to one of my friends. The Delirium Trilogy by Lauren Orlova. It is time to admit that I did not like this. I read probably the first 100 pages of Delirium about 4 times and hated it every time. I'm never going to read this. I just kept wanting to love it because everybody loves it. I didn't like it, so no point keeping books on my shelf that I feel guilty that I haven't read. Another copy of Mockingjay and Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. Yeah, these are damaged. I don't need multiple copies of Hunger Games. Gone by Michael Grant. I was really interested in this. I just think it's too big a series, and I got this for £1 from W.B. Smith. I didn't really get it because I wanted it. I just got it because it was £1. So yeah, I'm getting rid of this. Warm Bodies by Isaac Marion. I really enjoyed this one the first time I read it. I'm just never going to read it again. Paranormacy by Kirsten White. I have no desire to read it. I've heard really good things, but nothing compels me to read this at any point, so I'm just not interested. Silver Linings Playbook by Matthew Quick. I really enjoyed it, but I'm not going to reread it, so it's going. Summer of Cotton Candy by Debbie Villajay. Again, this is a Christian fiction book, and I liked it, just not enough to read it again. Swipe by Evan Angler, another Christian fiction book that I didn't like enough to read again. Cracks by Caroline Green. I liked this one, but not enough to keep it. Every Day and Naomi Eli's No Kiss List by David Levithan, and this one's by Rachel Cohn. I enjoyed both of these books, I don't want to keep them. I'm never going to read them again, and they're going to all my friends who I think will really enjoy them, so that's a reason not to keep these ones. The Testing by Joelle Charbonneau. Again, this is another one where I liked it, but I really enjoyed it, really enjoyed it, and just not enough to keep it. But I'm also going to buy the next 2 on my Kindle, so it's cheaper, and there's no point having the first book in a series and not the other 2, even if I've completed this series and enjoyed it. So if I enjoyed the next 2 books, I might buy it, because I didn't buy this one, I got this from Rue. So yeah. Another copy of Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins that's broken, so I don't need it. Shades of Grey by Jasper Ford. I bought this when I first started booktubing and realised that I bought it because somebody mentioned it on booktube and not because I wanted to read it. And it does sound like a really interesting concept. I just know I've had it like a year and a half now, and I'm never gonna read it. So Celeste by I.N.J. Colbard. I got this graphic novel for review, then realised it was really, really boring. I really didn't like it, so I'm never going to finish it. And I didn't like it, so I'm going to get rid of it. Sandcastle by Frederick Peters and Pierre Oscar Levy. This is too much adult content for me. It was a lot of adult content and no real story that I enjoyed, so I'm not going to read the rest of it. I'm not going to keep it. So that was my book on Unhaul. I think I have about 30 books here, and I'm really proud of myself for getting rid of them all. So I will see you next time, hopefully in a video where I show you all of my TBR books.